Yeah, so good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are enjoying the session that we have done till now. Now, as I mentioned earlier many times, that digital marketing is very important as a skill set that you need to develop today. So, and digital marketing is so vast; it has many aspects in it. Like you can become a search engine, or expert. You can become a social media expert. You can become an overall online brand management expert. So depending on your liking, your skill set that you want to develop, you can look at what you want to learn. Yeah, next slide, please. So as a digital marketing professional, first thing that you have to learn is your online strategy. As in, what are you doing online and what you are trying to promote online. So you should know what is the business you wish to promote. Is that business only an online business, or it is a online offline both business, or it is only an offline business? So as we've discussed earlier, marketing a kirana store and marketing a e-commerce website and marketing a DMart which has online and offline model will have a different strategy altogether. So it is very important for you as a digital marketing expert to learn what you are trying to market. Then second thing you have to observe is who are the market leaders in the segment and what is their market presence. So for example, if you are promoting a small online shop who are selling clothes online, so you have to see how is Amazon promoting their, or Myntra promoting their apparel brands online. And based on that, you will also get some idea that, okay, they are focusing more on Facebook, they are focusing more on Instagram. Maybe they are doing influencer marketing, they are tying up with influencers. So depending on different competitors will have different strategies. As a digital marketing professional, you will have to understand even what your competitor is doing. Then, as we discussed, business to business or business to consumer model may have a different approach. So, if I am targeting another consumer to use my product, I will have to have a different strategy. If I am targeting a business to use my services, I will have to have a different marketing strategy. So, as a digital marketing expert, it is very important for you to understand these aspects. Then the marketing campaign that you try to do, what is the time horizon for it? What is the budget for it? And what do you wish to grow your reach, or do you wish to grow your business transaction? Now, what does that mean? Now, eCraft has a portfolio of apps that have crossed 5 million downloads. So our only intention was to grow our reach. More and more people should have played eCraft games. Right, even it was a free game, there is no business transaction happening, but still we wanted people to know our games and play our games. So for us, grow your reach is important. But if it is a e-commerce website, then every transaction will matter. So then the focus is that, okay, if there are 100 people coming online, how many people have transacted and bought something? It may be buying worth 100 rupees, or it may be buying worth 500 rupees, it doesn't matter, but uh, they should have some business transaction online. So these are very important parameters you have to consider and understand while making an online marketing strategy. Yeah, next slide. So when you come online, Are you launching your website or a mobile app or both? Do you need presence on social media? Do you need a YouTube channel? Other paid and free business listings? Make content strategy. Come online. So when I say if you have decided to go for a website, you have also decided to make a Facebook page or an Instagram account and a YouTube channel. And then you have a content strategy that okay, you want to sell your clothes online. So you will ask people to wear those clothes, click photographs and post them on different social media platforms. So that is your content strategy. What kind of content you will create online and post online to engage with your potential customers. So once that strategy is in place, you can make your website live and then execute on your marketing strategy. Yeah, next slide. So after you have come online and you started promoting, you will have to keep growing online. So you will have to maintain your website. Suppose if it is a content driven website, you have to constantly keep upgrading your content online on the website. Because if I am a user and I'm coming on your website for last 1 month and I have finished reading everything that you have posted, or if I'm coming on your YouTube channel and I've seen all your videos, you'll have to come up with new content every week, every day, every month to engage that customer to return to you, right? So you have to maintain and keep growing your website, growing your social media presence. So social media presence is if I'm browsing in my Facebook account, is there anywhere any way your brand I can see on my Facebook page? So how will you reach new potential customer? You have to work on that strategy. If you have made an app, then what is the app promotion strategy that you are working on? And if you have an app or a website, what is the content strategy you are working on each of them? So that plays a very important role. Sometimes if the content is good, you don't have to do any marketing, and the content itself will make you go viral. So content strategy is also very important. Now you have to also determine why you want to come online. So why you want to come online and what you want to achieve online. When I say that, so you want people to know your brand or you want people to come and buy on your website. So that is your conversion. If suppose you only want brand awareness, so 10,000 people came on your website, okay, you achieved your conversion. But if your conversion is people buying on your website, maybe 10,000 people will come on your website, but only 100 people may buy something. So then your conversion is only 100. So you have to be very clear in your campaign that what is your conversion? Is it reach or is it transaction? And based on that, you have to later on optimize your campaign to better the conversion rate. So if by getting 10,000 people on a website, you are able to sell 100 times, you have to optimize a campaign on how you will make that 100 number to go up to 200 or 150 or 250, right? Yeah, next slide. So what is the process of digital marketing? First thing is you have to define a target audience. Now, how do you define a target audience? Is it a B2B or B2C? That we discussed, right? So if you are promoting your business to a business or you are promoting your business to a consumer, your strategy will change. So it is very important to define your target audience and define your goal. As I said, you want him to come and see your brand or you want him to come and buy something. Once you define target, once you define goal, you have to attract the target audience. So you have to attract these people, get these people on your website or your app, and you have to achieve your goal by reaching the numbers or by getting the transactions you wish to achieve. So how do you attract audience? You do it through digital marketing on search engine or social media. And how do you achieve an optimized goal? You have to use Google Analytics to understand who all are coming and who all are using your website and how many people are getting converted. Yeah, next slide. So then suppose if you've decided to make a website and you made a very nice user interface and you've launched your website. Now you have to focus on website marketing. So website marketing is a process of promoting your website online. It is one of the online marketing channels you can have in your digital marketing strategy. The main goal of a website marketing campaign is to get more visits to your website and make them achieve goal. So you have to define a goal, define strategy like search or social media, define content, monitor, optimize, repeat. So as we already discussed, defining a goal of what you wish to achieve online is very important. And depending on B2C, B2B and your goal, you have to work on search engine marketing or social media marketing. Now, search engine marketing has two aspects. One is paid marketing and one is search engine optimization. That little bit in detail we'll say later. And if you have a website and you are marketing a website, then content on that website plays an important role. Suppose your content is not very good, but you keep marketing and you keep getting people on the website. What will happen? People will bounce off. So they will come, spend 5 seconds and they will go away. So will that help? No, that will not help. You want people to come and spend 10 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 hours on the website. If they are doing that, that means they are interested in your website, they are interested in your content, and you will have to work on a content strategy to provide them with more content. So all these activities that you do, you have to continuously keep monitoring it. So when I used to pitch to customers that you have to do digital marketing for your business, I used to say only one thing: you put up a hoarding board, you don't know how many eyeballs saw it. You give an ad on Google, you know how many clicks you got. So you can monitor and measure what you spend. That is the power and advantage of digital marketing. And you have to keep repeating these processes and keep optimizing them to achieve a better goal. Yeah, next slide. So what are the steps you follow? So if it is a business website where you are just showcasing about your business, you have to just create a website and accurately represent your business on it. You can focus on design and usability aspect, but priority should be content. So I'll explain you this in example. Now, if somebody, let's say a doctor or a lawyer needs a website, then the user interface or the design of that website doesn't matter so much than the content of like the profile or biodata of that particular person, right? So in that case, what is his degree, what is his experience, what is the services they are providing, that kind of content only matters more than the design and focus. So obviously design and usability will matter, but to an extent. But if it is a website like a Money Control or where you go and you dig in more data, like financial data or economical data or any other research content-based website, then user interface and design will play a very important role, because as a user I may come on your website to see something, but if the user interface is not good, I may not able to see it. If I may not able to see it, I'm not solving the purpose of creating that website, because the content is there, the user has come, but he's not able to track down that content on the website. So it is very important to play, depending on what kind of website you are developing, to focus on design or on content or on both. Then what is your search strategy? So the easiest and the fastest way to get people online is defining a search strategy. A well-defined search plan will cover both SEO and SEM, which eventually increase your ranking and organic traffic for search engines. So, search on engine optimization may take few months to get it to be effective, but search engine marketing, like paid keywords, you can get result in a day. Like you start campaign today, it gets approved, and you will start getting traffic from tomorrow. So search engine strategy is an easy way to start getting traffic on your website. Then you have to optimize your website for social media. This is not same as social media marketing. So when I say you have to optimize your website for social media, suppose if I am writing a blog on my website and I want you to share my blog if you like it. So I should give a share button where you can share it on WhatsApp, or you can share it on Facebook, or you can share it on Twitter, right? So that kind of optimization will go into website planning. If you are able to do that, you will see that your content is going viral. Website marketing plan is to design a content marketing strategy. The main purpose of content marketing is to help you create the type of content that will attract new users to your business and keep them engaged for a longer time. So content marketing here means that, okay, if you are creating a e-commerce website, now you can, one option is just post the link of your website on social media. Second option is you will create a creative banner with some catchy line and give a URL hyperlink to it and post it at multiple social media platforms. So that is a kind of content marketing strategy. Suppose if you are into educational business, you will make a free tutorial video and post it on YouTube. And there you will say that, okay, for more details, you can visit the website and look at our paid courses. So something of that sort. Yeah, next slide. So once you have a constant flow of content being generated, you have to start promoting your website. So suppose if you focus only on content and you have the best content, but nobody is reading that content, then there is no point. And suppose you don't have any content, but you keep promoting your website and you get a lot of traffic. Still that is of no use, because people will come and they will see there is nothing here and they will go away. So it has to be a balance between promoting and making new content. So as I mentioned earlier, SEO takes time, but paid campaigns are very effective in the short run. But obviously you will have to spend pay per click, and depending on your budget, it will depend on how much time you will be able to sustain. So email marketing can be effective. You can either broadcast email to database or make a subscriber base for newsletter. So email marketing, everyone knows it's very annoying, and everyone tries to ignore whatever spam mail we keep getting. But in the end, it has been very cheap and effective way of getting new users. That's why it is still there. So you can experiment with that as well. Next slide. So what is the rule of 7? It's a rather old marketing rule which states that a potential client should see or hear an ad or a message at least 7 times before they'll take an action to buy a product or service. This is applicable to internet marketing as well. In website marketing terms, this means that you need to get user to revisit your site a number of times before they will proceed to the next step of your funnel. So if you are a new brand, a new website, and nobody knows you, you can't expect somebody to just come on your website and start buying. They will have to build that online trust that, okay, this guy is going to pay me give me the product or service if I pay him online. So that is what this is saying, that once there are multiple interactions with your website, the user will have grown in confidence and he may proceed to transact. You also have to keep your website up to date. So even basic websites like 4-page normal informative websites, sometimes they are not updated. The phone number that is mentioned there is not working, or the address is old and has been changed. So it is very important, if it is a big website or a small website, you have to maintain that website. This means you keep upgrading your software also, because depending on the application that you are working on, what kind of updates you require will depend on that. So if you are using a content management system like a WordPress or a Joomla, you'll have to keep upgrading the version to get the latest upgrades and the latest features that you can use with it. So any marketing strategy, you are shooting in dark if you are not monitoring what you are doing. So it is very important to monitor, and as I mentioned earlier, Google Analytics plays a very important role in monitoring website traffic. So there are different parameters like bounce rate, time spent on the website, number of visits, number of unique users, countries from where they are coming, cities from where they are coming, which browsers they are using, if it is an app, which mobile applications they are using, which operating system they are using. Lot of data insights you can get in Google Analytics. Yeah, next slide. So after website, let's say you decide you only want app, you don't want website, and you go for an app, then what kind of app marketing are you doing? So first you have to analyze your Play Store, what kind of apps are there in your particular domain. So like what we did is, we launched a lot of board games on the Play Store. So we did a lot of we analyzed a lot of apps, as in what kind of apps are doing well, why are they doing well, and if we are competing with them, what will we do to promote so that they will, our apps will also do well. So that is one, Play Store analysis. It is very important to have a detailed description and tags, because that helps in the YouTube, the Play Store visibility. So suppose if like we have an investment game called the Smart Investor. Now if you search for the Smart Investor, you see our app. But if somebody search for a simulation game on investment, we try that even our app gets featured, or you see the result there. So for that we have to add it in description, we have to add it in tags. Cross-channel promotion. If I have a website, if I have an app, I will promote my website in my app, I will promote my app in my website. Sharing it on social media and WhatsApp. So obviously, see, if you are a new business, you are starting a new app, new website, you have to keep promoting it. And if people are responding to your posts online, you have to engage with them. So if you post something and people are giving good reviews, make sure you reply to those reviews, because they have taken an effort and they have said something about you, about your product. So you should have that courtesy to respond to them. Then depending on the app, even YouTube promotion is an option. Yeah, next slide. So different Play Stores will have different strategies. The success of any business is going to be dependent on your understanding of the marketplace. So for example, what works on Android may not work on iOS. What will work on iOS may not work on Android. So it is very important to understand your ecosystem, the marketplace that you are targeting, and the product that you are offering. How will you do that? You see the top apps, what are doing well, why are they doing well, their description, their screenshots. If it is a free app, you play it, see, analyze it, compare it with your product, see what is missing in your product, or see what is missing in their product. You should read reviews and see what people are commenting on that. Like maybe somebody saying that your game is very good, but something is missing. Maybe you can get that feature into your product. Yeah, next slide. So then YouTube has grown exponentially and it will keep continuing to grow because of the lifestyle that we are living in. You know, people need to consume a lot of content, and YouTube has become a very powerful medium. So you can plan marketing by creating content. Like you can create a YouTube channel which indirectly promotes your brand, or you can also do paid marketing on YouTube and promote your website directly or app directly on website on YouTube. Then there are other collaborations. So suppose if you know some influencers who has 10,000, 1 lakh followers, maybe you can request them to just make a short introduction about your product. So I'll give you an example. So when we developed Digidize, I had attended one conference by Microsoft, and one of the engineers, he loved the product and he tweeted it in his Twitter account. So that is like a collaboration. It was not that I paid him something, but just he loved the product and he tried to promote the product. So that way there are a lot of YouTubers also. If some of them may, oblige to help you, you will get a good publicity and it will be a good marketing strategy. Then you have to watch the engagement. Suppose if you create a content online, you have to see if people are replying to your content, they are posting anything. If they are posting, you should always respond to them. And you have to monitor what kind of people are coming online, how much time they are spending, when they are spending, and how your content is doing. So you monitor, you promote, and you optimize. That cycle will keep repeating. Yeah, next slide. So then, as I said, in search engine marketing, there are two options. Search engine marketing is the paid ad, or search engine optimization. Now, search engine optimization is a free, like you don't have to pay Google for it. You have to optimize your website. And if the search engine picks up, your results will start improving on the keywords, specific keywords you have worked on. But that is a lengthy process. It takes few months to happen, and it is not guaranteed. So sometimes you may work 6 months, but the keyword competition is so high that you may not achieve the desired result. So compared to that, SEM is a short term where you will see immediately the results. So keyword analysis, if you are doing SEM or SEO, what kind of keywords you are targeting, that you have to see. Again, you have to define the goal. So if I want somebody to come and read about stock market on moneycontrol.com, I will write research report on Tata Steel, for example. But I want somebody to come and buy TV on Amazon, I will write 32-inch LED TV for sale or price of 32-inch LED. So depending on keyword analysis and my goal, I will promote, monitor and optimize. Yeah, next slide. So now we'll look at search engine optimization a little bit in detail. SEO improves search engine ranking. The more work you put in SEO, the higher your website would appear in the search results. Overview of SEO. Are search engine an important source of traffic? Why is traffic from search engine so valuable? How do you search? How do search engine work? So as I said, it will take time and you have to do on-site optimization. You have to do off-site optimization. But once things start improving, you will see the result. But all this depends on the keywords, the quality score, that page rank that you have, the number of links that are linking to your website again, and obviously now things like SSL. Is it a SSL certified website? Is it a mobile friendly website? Because post 2014 everything is mobile first. So chances are you will open my website on your mobile before you open it on your desktop. So it has to be a mobile friendly website. So organic views are very valuable because clicks are very valuable because I'm not paying the user to come on my website, and my user is searching for me online and I'm getting displayed. So that is like a very valuable lead. Some I may get 100 people online, but out of that only 10 might be interested in my product. But in organic traffic, I'm getting 100 people who are looking for my product to come on my website. So which is very valuable. Then there is something called as click-through rate. So suppose if there are your website is getting displayed 100 times, but only 5 people are clicking and visiting the actual website. Then what is wrong? Why is the click-through rate so low? So you'll have to analyze and work on that. So there is also something like relevance where, suppose if I get 100 people on website by misguiding them. So I'll give you an example where I said that somebody is looking for Tata Steel annual report, and I will direct them to my website where I'm saying open a stockbroking account. That is not a relevant information for him, right? I have misguided him to come there. So what will happen is he'll bounce out. He'll just read open an account and he might bounce out. So it is very important to be relevant. Page rank also matters. For that, page rank, what you have to do is you have to ask other websites that are doing good to link to your website. So link building helps in that way. Yeah, next slide. So fundamentals of SEO for beginners. As I said, if you are using CMS, use search engine friendly CMS. I mentioned earlier, it should be a responsive design. Your site should open well in mobile. Yeah, next slide. I also told you about the SSL certificate. It is now very relevant that your website is a SSL certified website. Make sure your hosting is reliable. Suppose you are getting a lot of traffic, but your server keeps crashing down. It doesn't help, the people you took so much effort and getting people online, but they have disappeared because you are not able to retain them online. So next slide. As I mentioned, PageRank plays an important role. So one of the ways of getting PageRank is getting linked from a higher ranked page website. So getting relevant. Now, for example, if I am having a stock market research website, and I have written an article on why you have to buy Tata Steel, and I will link that article to a tatasteel.com website. That is relevant because somebody who has spent 10-15 minutes reading my article may want to go on Tata Steel website also in the end. So that is like a relevant link building. Now, if for some matter it won't happen practically, but if Tata Steel links your your article, that will also help in a huge way for that particular page rank. See, important thing is you have to write what people want to read, right? If you are showing content what people like and you start getting organic traffic, obviously Google is going to reward you and you'll keep improving on your ranking, because in the end Google does not want to lose its users. So if they are searching for something, they are seeing your result, they are spending time on your website, then you will get rewarded by the search engine. That is for sure. Yeah, next slide. So that was about SEO. Then we also have paid ads, as I said. So Google AdWords, now it has been renamed to Google Ads. So here you can start a campaign and you can do search engine or Play Store promotion, or you can do YouTube promotion, whatever you choose depending on your website. You can make a campaign and you can start promoting it online. Here what matters is the quality score. So how does the quality score work? You have to if you have seen these ads, you know these are a few text that needs to be added. So how relevant is the text you have entered to your website? So for example, what does that mean? They don't want you to mislead or misguide people. So if I have written an article on Tata Steel, I am telling you that, okay, how to make 1 lakh rupees in one day. So I am actually misleading you. That will not have a good quality score. But I am telling you that, okay, research report on Tata Steel. That is a very relevant topic or title to the content that I have shared with you, right? So that is the kind of example you have to look. Now there are a lot of people who will mislead people and get a spike in that traffic, but that is short-lived, you know. You will fool a customer once, twice, thrice. In the end, he will come to know that this is not where I want to be, and he will bounce off. So a bad quality score will not help in the long run. I always recommend to be honest about whatever you are offering, and don't try to get short-term benefit by misleading them to your website or your content. Based on your quality score, your bid gets impacted, and based on the keywords you selected. So suppose if you are having a very high competitive keyword, the cost per click will be very high compared to a less competitive keyword will have a lesser bid. So you have to have a strategy based on your budget, that how much will you be able to spend per click, and based on how much you will be able to spend per click, you will have to work on which keywords you will be able to select for marketing. Yeah, next slide. So AdWords has the keyword tool as well. You can look Google AdWords and you will find that keyword tool which will help you list down different keywords you can use for promotion. There is this spyfoo.com. It is also a free tool, you can try if you want. So there are different keyword. It is very important to use these tools and list down keywords. So there can be a strategy where you list down 10,000 keywords and spend one keyword 1 rupee. And there may be a strategy where you use only 10 keywords and spend 100 rupees per keyword. So based on your budget, your strategy, your requirement, you will have to work on a keyword strategy as well. So next slide. So I'm sure everyone will be aware of how the keywords, the paid ads are seen. Like you can clearly see that Google mentions it that it is a paid ad, and lot of time naturally we tend to avoid it, but still it is a very effective and effective way of marketing in the short run. Like you will be able to get traffic tomorrow. But if it's like you have to make your strategy right, you have to use the right kind of keywords, the right kind of conversion rate for it to be an effective campaign. So what does that mean? Suppose if you have a budget of 1 lakh, which you are going to spend in 1 year, and you decide to spend that 1 lakh in 2 months, and you do it hastily and you don't have a good strategy and you don't get good conversion rate, then that money will go down the drain, right? Because in Google, you can spend 1 crore in a day, you can spend 1 lakh in a day. If you are able to get the effective conversion rate, it is effective. If you have a bad campaign, even 1 crore will not help you. If you have a good campaign, even 1 lakh is effective. So it is very important to get a good keyword strategy, to have a good quality score, to get the ROI that you intend to get. Yeah, next slide. So as I said, there are a lot of times, a lot of people misguide you on that ad, and it is not precise targeting. So people are looking for something else and they end up showing something else. So in the short run, you see the spike because people get lured into but it is not an effective way, because in the end, he'll realize that this is not for me, right? So it is better to be precise and honest about it and get only people who are interested in your product. That way the ROI will improve. Yeah, next slide. So see, there is this funnel that we should be aware of. Market potential. So there are like n number of people who will be interested or in the segment that you are offering. So out of that, there will be some people who will have interest in that particular product and who will have desire to buy that product. But if you see, the funnel will get slower. So people who are aware, not all will be interested. People who are interested, not all will have desire. And people all who have desire, not all will take action. So you have to reach from a phase where people are, the more and more people get aware of your product, and those who show interest and desire take the action, because for you only people who take action will become your customer. So now here it is the how to do keyword research. Key thing to remember is customers are not searching for your site, they are searching for valuable information to solve their problems. How far down the funnel is the customer? So based on what I explained, I'll give you the stock market example as we were discussing. If somebody is searching for Indian stock market, it is a very broad search. If somebody is searching for steel companies in India, the search has narrowed down to steel sector. But if somebody is searching for Tata Steel in particular, and I have a blog on Tata Steel, then chances of the Tata Steel guy, Tata Steel research keyword converting to a reader for me is very high. So that is how you do. So suppose if you want, no, I want cheap traffic, even if they bounce off, you will say that whoever search for Indian stock market, show them my article. But not everyone from there will be interested in your article, because it is there about a specific company. So that is the example you can consider. Yeah, next slide. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you can have a strategy of less number of keywords, or you can have thousands and thousands of keywords, like 10,000 keywords, with a very low cost per click impression, cost per click budget. So based on your strategy, you have to see the performance and then try and optimize it. Also do some competitor analysis, as in, search for those keywords, see who is showing up on the website, analyze their website. Then once you start the campaign, suppose you go on with a 10,000 keyword campaign, but you see that in after 1 month only 1,000 keywords are getting used, other 9,000 are just for, you've not even got a single click out of it. So then you might want to optimize it and replace those 9,000 with other ones. or you may remove those 9,000 and focus on only 1,000 that are giving you results. So it is very important to analyze these keywords and list down these keywords and monitor them and then optimize them. CPC, that is a cost per click, will play a very important role, because in the end, once your budget is over, your campaign will go offline. So if you don't spend your money wisely, you may not get the desired return on investment. And if you don't get the desired return on investment, you may not be able to sustain for a long term, right? Because that is like a lost opportunity, the lost money. Yeah, next slide. As I said, in online marketing, digital analytics plays a very important role. And if you want to get into an online business, or you want to become a digital marketing expert, or you want to become make career, anything related to website, apps, YouTube, anything online, you have to learn how to see analytics report. So it is very important to manage and track whatever you are seeing and whatever you are spending online. Yeah, next slide. So it takes less than 2 minutes to set up your Google Analytics account. It is a free account. You just need to have that tracking ID, and that tracking ID you have to insert it in your website or your mobile app. So earlier we could track mobile app. Now the application analytics has been different. So for tracking your website, you need to go to Google Analytics, you need to open a new account, and you need to set up the analytics code on your website, and you will start receiving the data. For apps, you have to go into the Play Store where you have launched the app, and you will see the Insights Analytics report there. So it will take less than 10 minutes of your time to set up an analytics account and start tracking, but it will be a very useful thing to do. Yeah, next slide. As I said, to optimize, there are other tools like Canva is there for making free banners and thumbnails for YouTube. Google Analytics is for tracking. Obviously, Google AdWords we spoke about. Google Webmaster also gives you interesting insights. So you can try these different tools and see what works for you. Yeah, I think this was the next. Yeah, this is the last.